I'm Gary the Atheist, and I'm a godless heathen. Over the religiously dominated course of history, atheists have gotten a bad reputation. We've been accused of being rapists, pedophiles, baby eaters, basically the worst kind of beings in existence. As extreme as the examples are, people actually do believe those things. Fortunately, the majority of people don't hold those ideas to be true, but a lot of them do have major misconceptions about atheists that can get pretty annoying after a while.
Atheists have no morals. That's just an assertion with no evidence to back it up. A belief in a deity has no bearing on my moral standards. Many will argue that God is the moral lawgiver. Without getting into the debate of God's morality, why would you need another person telling you that killing or stealing is wrong? Could you not come to those conclusions on your own? If you lost all faith and became an atheist, could you go out and murder a random person on the street? Atheists do have morals. We just don't get ours from a book or a god. When it comes down to whether a decision is a moral decision or not, is weighed against if we like it done to ourselves, the Christian's golden rule. For example, nobody likes to be murdered, stolen from, beat up, lied to, etc. It is from the development of humans as a social animal, combined with the ability to empathize and reason, where myself as an atheist get my morals. Atheists have no proof there is no God. This is really a two-parter. First, this improperly shifts the burden of proof. There is no way to prove a negative, the non-existence of something. If it doesn't exist, there wouldn't exist any evidence for it not existing. You must then rely on the evidence that is there, and if there is evidence, then it could only point to the existence of a God. Second, atheists aren't claiming there is no God. We just don't believe there is a God. The claim of theism has to do with belief. Gnosticism makes a claim of knowledge. I am an agnostic atheist. I make no claim of knowing absolutely that there is no God. What if you're wrong? What do you think will happen to you when you die? These questions usually serve only one purpose, to scare the person being asked. It is sometimes asked as a legitimate question, but in my experience not as often. I take some offense if asked only to scare. Many people believe that non-believers go to an eternally torturous hell, and in asking that question they aim to use that hell in scaring the non-believer into belief. What I believe that will happen when I die is I will cease to exist. Just as I didn't exist prior to my conception, I will cease to exist once my life ends. You've just never heard about God or Jesus. I've heard about God and Jesus. I've read the Bible front to back. I've read commentaries and history books. I know what the Bible has to say. I just don't believe it to be the inerrant word of God. The whole Bible is rife with contradictions, brutality, and mistakes. I could go into detail about a lot of them, but I will let the Bible skeptic do that for me. You're just mad at God. No, I'm not mad at God. I can't be mad at something that I don't believe exists. Just as I don't get mad around Christmas time when Santa doesn't bring me anything. I don't get mad at God when something bad happens. I don't believe in either one's existence, so being mad at either one wouldn't make any sense.
So when someone reveals that they're an atheist, don't recoil in fear. We're just normal people that have a bad rap. We're one of the most disliked and misunderstood groups in America. The more of us showing that atheists are nothing more than the dude next door, the more we can reverse this trend. I'm Gary the Atheist, reminding you to think logically. Think for yourself.